Hi again, everyone, and welcome to Badger Breakdown. I'm Mike Lucas for UWBadgers.com. I'm joined by Matt Lepay, the voice of the Badgers. There's a different sense of urgency around here this week. I think everyone's gotten the hint that this is the Big Ten, and you have to amp up your game a little bit.
Yeah, there's something every year when you talk to players. As much as every game means, now it means more. You're in the Big Ten, even though this is not a division game. It's the Big Ten. A lot of pomp and circumstance surrounding this game down in Lincoln. Night game, they're known for their loudness anyway, and it's probably going to be much more the same on Saturday.
This really looms as more than just a showcase game for Nebraska, but a statement game, because Huskers were pretty disappointed, not only with their defeat here last year in the opener, but the way they played in their first season in the league.
Yeah, and a proving ground game for Nebraska. I think defensively there are still questions about the Huskers on that side of the ball. Proving ground game for Wisconsin to see if the Badgers can continue to build on some things that I think they've started to get going on offense in the last game against UTEP, even without Monte Ball for most of that game. Joel Stave continuing to get more and more comfortable, if that's the right word, in this now game 2 of his starting life as a college player. But I think Wisconsin trying to prove to people that they can be that team that a lot of people thought they were a few weeks ago.
Well, I think you're definitely right about matchups, because if Wisconsin's got a chance to win this game in Lincoln, it's going to have to find a way to slow down, if not contain that offense. Nebraska's been scoring a lot of points.
Yeah, and Nebraska has gone some time without Rex Burkhead, their leading ball carrier from a year ago. But like Wisconsin, the Huskers have a lot of depth. If it's Amir Abdullah, if it's Braylon Hurd, they have some options that they can turn to. Cross, the running back, Amani Cross. They, like Wisconsin with White and Gordon, have some guys they can turn to. And with Nebraska, Taylor Martinez improved as a passer, but still a very, very dangerous runner.
And what is inescapable is how the Badgers really broke open the game a year ago against the Huskers, and that's with takeaways late in the first half, and that's still one missing ingredient to the defense.
Yeah, the one turnover was a special teams turnover. The kick cover unit was able to knock the ball loose from UTEP last week, but the defense still trying to force one here. But you're right, Wisconsin in the game against Nebraska last year actually trailed, which was the first time game 4 of last year, game 5 of last year, that Wisconsin was playing from behind the Big Ten opener, and then they got that great run. Turnover sparked it. Russell Wilson, Nick Toon, Abbrederis, those guys got wound up as well. But the defense really helped spark it by turning over the Huskers.
I agree with you that I thought I saw more positive signs from the offense last week, the offensive line, the running backs, but more so the comfort level that Joel Stave established for himself in his college debut.
It was interesting talking to Travis Frederick, the center, earlier in the week, and just was asking him about Stave, and he said he was impressed by, in the fourth quarter in a 4-point game, he didn't seem any different than he was when the Badgers were up 23-6. You want to score on every drive, but he didn't go in there with this look of panic, which, look, it's a redshirt freshman. That was his first start. But he had a demeanor about him that suggests that he might be a little bit older in how he acts than really the young guy that he is.
And there was a misspeak on my part. It wasn't his debut, his college debut, as Matt mentioned, it was his first start. But he said afterwards the fact that he got into the game the week before and played the second half really helped make it a little bit easier, the transition.
And when he came in, it was an 11-point deficit for Joel in the offense, 14-3, so it wasn't easy. But clearly there was a difference. He talked about it after the game, that during the week he knew he was going to be the starter, so a little bit more on your plate. You had some time to think about it, but without question, Mike, as you said, getting in there, leading his team from behind in his college debut, playing debut, had to help that starting debut maybe go a little smoother for him.
A week ago in this forum, we were talking about getting Jared Abbrederis back and what kind of impact he would have on the offense, and he went out and what he did speaks volumes for what he means to this team.
Yeah, long touchdown pass and then a 60-plus yard throw on another that didn't go to the house, but it obviously helped stretch the defense. He is so valuable to this team while these younger receivers continue to get better, while the offensive line continues to get some continuity. A guy like Jared Abbrederis is quite the security blanket for Joel Stave, whoever the quarterback is.
One final thought, because a lot of people ask me this question following the game. How does Melvin Gordon fit into this puzzle, if you will? Because he's one of the pieces.
He's fun to watch, isn't he? Every time he gets the ball in his hands, it's must-see television, because he might be able to take it to the house. And How many carries do you give him? You know, it really, when you have Monte, assuming that he can get back in the lineup and give you a Monte ball type of workload. James White, not too shabby either, but if Melvin can get it, if it's 8, 10, 12 times a game, that's enough to strike some fear in defenses, because he is awfully fun to watch when he gets the ball in space.
Got to get him his touches.
Absolutely.
He's proven that already. For Matt Lepay, I'm Mike Lucas. Thanks for watching Badger Breakdown on UWBadgers.com.